How to edit real estate photos in Lightroom, my step-by-step guide. Hi, I'm Rick McEvoy, an architectural, construction and real estate photographer based in the UK. This week on my blog, I've written about how I edit real estate photos in Lightroom. So let's talk about this for a bit, shall we? Because at the end of it, I think I do things in a different way to, well, certainly to how I was taught. It's something that's evolved over the years, which makes perfect sense to me, which might be of interest to you, it might not, I really don't know, but let's have a look. Let me explain the process first. I like to start off with an answer to the question I'm posing, and this is it. Okay, deep breath. I edit real estate photos in Lightroom using a well-refined and defined workflow, which is this. 1. Import the photos into Lightroom. 2. Apply import presets to all photos. 3. Create backups of the files. 4. Organise the photos in the Lightroom Catalogue. 5. There isn't a 5. Oops. 6. Put the photos into stacks. 7. Choose the photos to edit. 8. Edit the photos. Transform/crop. 9. Edit the photos basic panel. 10. Edit the photos removing stuff. 11. Edit the photos finishing touches. 12. Apply metadata to the edited images. 13. Export the photos out of Lightroom. 14. Issue the photos. 15. Sort out the digital files. Okay, so what was number 5 meant to be? That was where to put the photos, but it wasn't on my list. I'm going to have to update my blog post now as well. Right, I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm going to pick out the key things which I think will be of interest to you. First thing being that all my photos are in a single Lightroom Catalog. Not sure I said Lightroom like that because I don't actually speak like that. I've got one catalogue with how many photos? 82,921. Now, I don't take that many photos on a shoot, to be honest with you, because I'm getting more efficient as I get on a bit and I get to do this. I get more experience is what I was meant to be saying. On a typical shoot, if I give a client 20, 30 images, I might only take 50, 60 images. On a good day. On a perfect day, I'll take 30 images and edit 30 images and issue 30 images, but I'm still aiming for that. So I don't take a huge amount of photos. My Lightroom Catalogue isn't that big, but 80-odd thousand is quite big, and it all sits there quite happily. So I import the photos into Lightroom. First thing, significance. Check out the blog post. I've got screenshots for some of this early stuff. There was no point doing screenshots for like the editing adjustments in the basic panel because well, they vary from photo to photo. But there are things that I do, and on the blog post, rickmcavoyphotography.com, good plug there, I screenshotted all these things so you can not copy them, but you can see what I do and then apply them how they're going to work for you to help you. These are some big time savers, effort savers, and they've changed my my workflow massively and saved me loads of time. So what are they? Import presets. Like I say, go on the blog post, you can see exactly what they are. There's quite a few things I do to every photo, and one day I sat there and I'd gone through clicking this, that and the other for every photo, copying and pasting it and everything, and I thought surely there's a quicker way, and the way is you add an import preset in Lightroom and task it to do it, and it does it. 3 is create backups of the files. Now this is done automatically as well. So when it's importing, it creates a duplicate set which I can send to a different hard drive. This is all at the time of importing. So one point is, does it take longer to import the photos because of all the stuff I'm asking Lightroom to do? It takes loads more time, but that's not a problem. I know that, and I just set it off and I go and have a beer or something. It's not a problem. Okay, so getting the photos in, massive time savers there. In a previous post, I told you how I organise my photos in my Lightroom Catalogue. Dead simple file structure, but it works, and it's worked for, I'm just looking now, see if I can, I think I got this sorted in about 2016, and I've not had to change it at all since then. It's there set up to, I can add to it, new shoots, unlimited, so it's good. So the thing I do want to talk about is how I edit the photos. Now I do transform and crop first. Why do I do those two? Well, transform is me making sure that the photos are perfectly level, perfectly horizontal. I'm doing that with my hands in case you don't know what horizontal and level are. Sorry about that. Sometimes my hands just take over what's coming out of my mouth, which is quite a concern. Right, so I make sure that happens, that the horizontal first, do that first. Then you do the vertical next. Horizontal and vertical, sorry. What did I say then? Horizontal and level. Horizontal first, vertical second. Or you could get in a bit of a kerfuffle. I know this because I spent many hours getting this wrong. Okay, and sometimes when you're using the transform tool, you can affect the crop, because if you've got quite a lot of correction to do, you might lose some stuff around the edges. So cropping at the same time makes sense. And the reason I do this first is that I do all the subsequent editing to the finished composition. I don't know why transforms at the bottom, to be honest with you. For me, the logical workflow will be crop, transform, basic panel. And that's just me. Thankfully I can manage to navigate between them. Maybe I should suggest that to Adobe. I don't want to do all my edits first and then do my transform and find that I've lost half my edits, or I've spent time on something that's not even in the finished photo. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so I do transform and crop to the first photo. I then do it to the next photo. I do all the photos I'm going to edit. I do that first. And then I go back to the first photo and I do my editing in the basic panel, which is highlights, shadows, exposure, contrast, presence, vibrance. That's about it really. I don't do, and clarity, sorry. So again, I do those to the first photo, and then I go sideways. I go through the photos again using the basic panel, and quite often I can copy and paste from one to another. You know, in the same room where you've got the same lighting conditions and it's the same subject matter, and that can be a massive time saver. So if I can edit one image, copy and paste it all the way through to the end, then I'm happy, but it's very rarely works out like that. But yeah, that's how I work. And then I do the same with the other panels. I don't use all the panels, so I use the basic panel mainly. I remove stuff in Photoshop and then I do finishing touches, but it's that basic panel. I go across sideways, copying and pasting. That's the big thing I wanted to get over there. Sorry, that wasn't very well worded, was it? I remove stuff in Photoshop, and then I add a bit of a radial filter to the middle of a building to just make it pop a little bit. It works and it's good. And then, only then do I apply metadata to the edited images. I do not apply metadata to images until I'm going to send them out to my computer somewhere else. And I'm talking the title, well, what have you got? File name, copy name. I don't even know what the difference is, so I just call them both the same. Keywords. I don't spend too much time on it, but I put some keywords in there. Then I rename all the photos, and it's going to be X shoot, X date, 001, 2, 3, 4. That's it, it's all simple. Export the files out as JPEGs, issue them to the client. Tidy up the files. I always go back and make sure everything's tidied up, and if I'm feeling brave, delete the ones I didn't choose to edit, because I'm never going to go back to them. Never have done, and you need to be brave to do that. Okay, that took a lot longer than I expected. I thought this was going to be a quick one, but that's not a bad thing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you find my other videos on architectural, construction and real estate photography interesting. Check out my photography blog, rickmcevoyphotography.com. Well, don't check out my blog, check out my website. There's loads on there and it's getting better every day. And also, why not check out the Photography Explained podcast, my audio photography offering, new episode being published today, which is very exciting. Right, thanks for watching. Why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? Give me a comment, send me a message, get in touch. It'd be great to hear from you. I've been Rick McEvoy. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Cheers from me, Rick.